Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video basically talking about being fat and not being like a very outgoing person, like being kind of socially awkward, having like social anxiety. I always find that there's like this idea that if you're fat, especially if you're fat and a black woman, like there's extra this idea that you are like this outgoing, like you're loud, and I'm definitely not that person, and I know a lot of people who aren't that person either, and like you just do not fit the box, and like you just don't fit in the mold, and it's kind of weird because like when people meet you, they just act kind of weird because like in a way I feel like they expect you to be loud and expect you to be outgoing. Also that trope of the fat person, like that saying that if you're fat you have to work extra hard on your personality because blah 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 because you're fat to have friends and all that, which it just makes no sense and it's just ignorant. But basically, yeah, like I basically like never have been an outgoing person. I'm a very non-social kind of person. I'm not the person who's gonna be talking to all these people. I'm not the person who's gonna talk to people I don't know. And like I'm just a very quiet person who just is not outgoing or like that talks to a lot of people. And I feel like people like, I don't know how to explain it, like when you're fat, like people automatically have this idea that, and I used to have this pushed on me a lot, that you're mean and stuff. And I'm the kind of person who, my face, like I have the Kanye face, like I'm like, that's my regular resting face that like I have all the time. And I've always had people have this idea that I'm like mean or that I'm like this person that I'm not, and people always have this idea that I'm a bitch, that I'm this, I'm that. Because like I feel like you're either seen as you have to be jolly all the time or you're seen as this mean person. And for me, I got seen as this mean person, even though like I'm literally like, if you know me, you know I'm like the nicest person ever, and I'm not a bully, I'm not mean to people, like I'm not a violent person. And I remember people always thinking, and I've had this happen in recent times, like even this happened recently with my brother's friends. I'm not gonna name names, but they literally like are afraid to talk to me because they think I'm gonna like beat them up. And they told him that, and like my family member that, and I'm like, no. Like I'm not that kind of person. And like everyone has this idea that if you're fat, that you're either, like I said, if you're fat and you're quiet and you're like a kind of person who has like a face that's like a resting bitch face or whatever, people have this idea that you're like evil and you're gonna like beat them up and stuff. And it's just weird that we have these ideas when it comes to like fat people who are quiet and stuff. Also, this ties into like social anxiety and stuff, because like I know as a person who is fat and has social anxiety, I'm always very quiet and I'm always like sitting there like cause I don't know how to explain it. Like I feel like a lot of people with anxiety do this, because I've heard a lot of people say this, is that like they try to make their face not look like they're anxious, and then they end up looking mean, which I have this too, but like with being fat it adds on. Also, because you have anxiety, you're trying not to show your anxiety in your face, so you like have this face where you're like, and people think you're just mean as hell when like you're not even being mean, you're just sitting there minding your own business, trying not to look anxious. And I remember in school this used to like always get me, like the teachers, like, and this was weird, like I used to get bullied a lot and people would like hit me and like throw stuff at me and stuff, and like people were like mean as hell, and like I would fight back, and I would have teachers, principals, like people like that be like, you're a bully because I fight back, because what? I'm supposed to just sit there and let people bother me and like hit me and shit. And like it was just weird. Like when you think about it, it's weird because like this idea is like, it's just not, I don't know how to explain it. 10 times stronger than you, they're gonna beat you up, which not necessarily true. I know for me, like I have no upper body strength. Like all my strength is in my legs. Like if I can kick you, then yes, I'm gonna kick you across the yard. But if I punch you or something, like I don't have upper body strength. Like it doesn't work like that. But it's just weird, and I just thought I would like talk about it because like it's something that happens to me a lot. Like people, and especially when it comes to talking to people and stuff, like people, it's almost as if like, okay, you're fat, so people think you're weird and stuff and like treat you weird, which I don't know if that's anybody else's experience, but that's been my experience, is people already treat me weird and don't want to talk to me because I'm fat. Like sometimes, I know at school that would happen and stuff, but then like when people, but then like you also act weird, so people are also like, oh, weird fat person, no. And like, I feel like, I don't know if this is anybody else's experience, but I always had a hard time making friends because of that, and people would like always think that I'm weird and like mean. Like it would either be I'm mean or I'm weird, but I don't know. So I just thought that I would talk about that because like, I don't know, I feel like there's always this idea that there's a wrong and right way to be a fat person, and like you have to have, like, I feel like if you don't fit in this box, then people act like you're just, that you like have to change or whatever, because I'm like a quiet and fat person. I know a lot of people who are quiet and resting bitch face, and also I am not a like sociable person. I'm not the kind of person who likes to talk to people a lot, and I also like, if I'm talking to you, then it is a different day for me because I am not that person at all. So basically I just wanted to make this video to like let y'all know, y'all fat weird people out there, that we're out here, and like you don't have to change. Like if you're just like not a talky person, you make resting bitch face, then like that's you, and there's no wrong way to exist as like there's no wrong way to exist as a fat person or to exist as just like a weird person in general. Like, and I noticed that there's this trope, and this is kind of what bothers me also about this, is that there's this idea of, there's this whole like popular idea of the thin person who, I'm weird, I'm awkward, I'm not social, and I'm blah blah blah, I'm just not a people person. And also, oh my god, and this one is a whole different conversation, but the person who's like, I love pizza and ice cream and all the foods, but if a fat person says that I'm antisocial, I like to stay in my room, I'm just not a social person, and I just like pizza and ice cream, then they are a lazy fat bitch, and that's what they're gonna be told that they are. But then that skinny person over there, oh, she's just quirky and weird and blah blah blah. But like there's quirky weird fat people out here that people are acting like, acting like they can't exist that way because they're not a thin person who's existing that way. And that's just weird, but there's no wrong way to be a fat person. And if you are fat and quiet and people like act weird towards you or like treat you weird and like it's hard to make friends and stuff, then there's nothing wrong with you. I just wanted to let y'all know that there's nothing wrong with you, and it's like, it's just a thing. So yeah, I don't know if I gave any kind of like message in this video or anything. I don't really know like if I really said anything, but like I just wanted to talk about that because like that's something I've been dealing with for a long time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos from me, and talk about your experience when it comes to that. If you're like a weird fat person who is like quiet, socially awkward, social anxiety, then I would like to hear like your experiences and stuff, and we can have a conversation about it.